If they could only see what happens on the cameras.
Oh man, I got a tight fit. Like this coming through. Oof. Guys, I warned you guys that religion was no joke. I mean, I posted on it, and then we posted on Costa Mesa, and then I even asked an old friend, hey, what did you think about it? And it was so long ago, and he didn't even want to think about it. It was such a bad workout. He was just like, I felt like the boss like showed up on our stuff and was like, oh, yeah, I don't even want to talk. I don't want to talk about
open to interpretation.
Right? Because if he said like, oh no, it was 5 rounds or 7 rounds, in his mind, I feel like he was gonna be like, well shit, now I gotta do it. And he didn't want no part of it, like, fuck, now I gotta do it. So I am Maximilian Mormont. This is Munchies with Max. Thank you guys for joining us. Follow us, hit us up on all the channels, and then share this with your friends. Let them know we're out here talking about snacks and fitness and showing that you got to be careful out there at night. You got to be careful. The night will take you. The night will take you if you're not careful. So I just wanted to bring that up and tell you guys that I warned you. That's it. I mean, I warned you. Today is Emergency Medical Service for Children Day. So thank God for that. And then World Autoinflammatory Arthritis Day.
Why did they make a day out of that?
Yeah, today.
Terrible. Let's make a day. Let's make a day to remind you to know that you have arthritis and autoimmune disease.
I mean, you have the sugar disease. I mean, that's messed up. But you got to give awareness somehow, right? So,
ooh, this comment box is on fire right now.
I know.
Your boy Leslie right now. He's coming in.
I know. Oh, don't get me started. I am upset. My training crew, they don't pay me enough to deal with their shit right now. I cannot believe if we were in the gym right now, ooh, some of you guys would be getting an earful. It'd be like, coach, in your face, like grabbing your helmet, like shit that they don't do anymore. But now they're going to bring it back after all this stuff that went back. They're going to bring back hard stuff. So you're running off the field. I'm going to grab your helmet. I'm going to bring you in your face. I'm going to talk to you right now. That's where we're at with some people. Maxie giving me a 21-minute time. Did you take a effing smoke break? I mean, Wes, 20 minutes. Come on, man. I haven't squatted 220. I haven't squatted over 135 in 12 weeks. And I only was off by 10, 20, 30 reps. Stop it. Stop it. 5-6 minutes difference? Get out of here. Get out. Don't. Okay. Okay. Let me sit down. I'm gonna get out of my. Ooh, hey, speaking of that, I got a podium coming because my mom's retiring this year, and she's got a Spanish teacher podium, and it says Señora Mormont in front. And they were like, oh, we're gonna change it. I'm like, no, I'm gonna leave it for Jillian. And I'll speak right off that thing, Señora Mormont. But all right, so let me bring my notes over here. And thank God it's Arthritis Day and Autoimmune Day, and then as well as Child Response Day. So just bring awareness to that stuff. And then let's see. Oh no, let's go back up. It started hot here. Oof. Right. Oof.
Wesley actually calm down a little bit. Zelda countdown got him. He loved the countdown. Thank you. The countdowns fire us up around here. I'm telling you, the Mikey's countdown can really set the mood for Munchies. And then also too, like my hype talk for him. Like if I'm like, oh, I like so-and-so better, and he really likes it, you can tell because he'll be like, well, I can't do everything. I'm trying over here. Like gets real sad. But I was just saying that I liked one better than the other. Zelda was hot. Don't worry, I'll be out there fighting Facebook because they're gonna try to ding me because we copied it. But it's not Zelda. It was off by a beat. Exactly.
Just heads up.
Don't mind the Zelda shadow in the foreground. It's okay.
Why is Jillian booing me? A minute ago, I was putting kids to sleep. You were hanging out. You were telling me you're doing community stuff on this group nighttime drinking thing. I go in there and you guys are playing like effing Yahtzee or some shit, playing Hold'em poker. What was happening? You guys were like house party suddenly. Everybody was like, hey, oh, I thought we were in there having real like fitness philosophical talks about life. And you guys are out there just playing games. No way. I boo you. Okay.
This one's good. From
double booed. Religion sucks. Again, my boy Boz. I mean, he said it best today. It's up to interpretation. That was one of the best comments that I got. I was like, oh, that's so good. Yeah, hey, it is no joke. One of the toughest workouts. Not the last Wednesday though. I dry heaved in the shower for like almost 20 minutes. Last Wednesday's with the 6 row splits. The 6 row splits got me worse than religion. Now, I'm gonna be sore worse from religion, but last Wednesday's workout hit me harder than religion did today. And don't get me wrong, religion was hard, but I could only crank religion up so high. Whereas last week I could really crank. It had that same type of feel to it, right? Where you could hit it and then kind of had to do the other 2 movements, right? Because we rode, we pull up, and then we air squatted, or air squatted and pull ups. And then this week we did squat and burpee box, but the squats were for max effort, and then the 7 burpee box jumps. And so the Wednesday workouts are going to have that kind of feel inside of this phase. And so it's never good when the second workout's religion, because then it's like, where is this going to go from here? But that first week got me. Yeah, totally. That first week got me though. Yeah, but it's tough, man. It was a tough one, especially when you're trying to make 100 and you take a half hour. I mean, really, it's a long workout. It's a long workout. I mean, it's literally. I scored it a few different ways. I'm hoping that they actually put their scores in there, because I actually ended up going back and I wrote out a 4 time, and then I wrote it out. So I went back squat, box jump, back squat, box jumps, and I didn't put in the number for the back squat. So I want to see if you guys, when you guys put in your number and you put in your time, if it uses that score. So this is where that beyond the whiteboard score would actually be very valuable, because if we were all using the same weight and we all did, let's say I did 100 reps or my 90 reps, and then you did, like Maxie did 120 reps, and we did it inside of, I did mine in 14 minutes. and he did his in 20 minutes. So we were almost 5 minutes different. I would assume that power output, mine was almost greater for those 30 reps. And so I'm interested if we can find a way to log that it shows both, because that's where Beyond the Whiteboard's having problems. I'm sure that the faster time with relative reps, I don't know how many reps that would be an actual better overall score. But I would assume that output is greater than anything else, right? So that's where kind of the problem lies. Remember, I saw a kid, Lucas, do this workout back in 2000, and I think it was 2010, 2009, no, 2009, maybe even 2008, 2009. And I saw this kid do this workout, 7 rounds. It was 7 rounds when he did it. And he did 102, 100 plus reps, and it was in 10 and change, sub 11 minutes. It was fast. He was one of those kids that I thought like he would actually develop into something special, but then just got distracted with life. Just another one of those kids. So, but he smashed this workout, and I have never seen anybody, even at the high CrossFit level, high strength level, high power output level, when you meet people, kind of like the kids at why can't I think of Jim Jones, stuff like that, where they talk about output a lot, and nobody can really handle that workout. Not in that time. So like the quest now is that 10-minute. I'm gonna try to start goating people 10 minutes and sub 10 minutes, 100 reps. Sub 10 minutes, 100 reps. Let's see here. Alan, religion served me up some humble pie. I thought you did great, man. I thought you smashed it. He did 185 pounds at 6:30 in the morning off the ground, but we'll look at his score. He probably logged it. That's a problem. Okay, we're back. But he probably logged it, and I felt like that was good, because I wanted to do it from the ground like Mike did it, but I was really scared of my neighbors, and my neighbors have been extremely sweet about the whole situation. Like we have HOH or HOM or HOS or HO something. HOA? Yeah, I got HOF. We got an HO something. But I know that there's like really like strict stuff, and we followed them. But then we got into quarantine, and I've been like, yeah, I wish motherfucker would. Like, I just park my car up front. I leave like trash outside. I got a drop-off box. I put my trash can out front. Poor kids. And now other neighbors are jumping on. Even our HOA head guy, he's been, poor guy, having to do the same thing too. But it's been funny to see how a lot of the other rules have gotten real lax lately. So
yeah, they were all like. One time when I went to go drop something off for you, they were like having beer and shit out in front. I was like, okay, all right.
I don't know what you're talking about, Mike. My neighborhood has been doing social distancing. They tell all their friends they've been doing social distancing. I see a fucking bonfire every night, bro. So I think that should be my rant. I mean, but the reality of it is that there should be a rainbow. There should be a rainbow, and it should be social isolation, and then it should be socialization or social interaction or something. And it should be like a spectrum of showing you what that really means, right? Because you could actually be socially isolated, but still be interacting, right? And so there's this really weird spectrum, and the interpretation that came out of this thing has mind-boggled me. And it shouldn't, because the interpretation for fitness, the interpretation for religion, the interpretation of politics is all the same. It's always effed up. And so it should have been nothing else, right? But like everything else, we decipher the bullshit, we figure out what's best for us, and we use it, and we capitalize on it, and we get better like we do. I mean, that's what we do. We're real good at it. So, Luke, I love the fact that you were giving my wife shit in that game. So yeah, don't let her push you around. Do not let her push you around. Yeah. She was telling me the other day, like if she had an arch nemesis, it would be Luke. It would be Luke. That's messed up. I just pitted them against each other. I'm taking Luke on my team every day. We fight about it. All right, let me see. What did Luke say? I can't wait to be. Yeah, easy. That's that sounds dirty. In the beginning, it would be like a 6-foot slap. All right, and then later I would assume that it'll be like a plastic glove, and then at some point my hand will come back into action, and then it'll all go back away, and then I'll come back. Like, don't stress. I mean, it's no big deal. It's just like everything else. We have cycle of life. We'll be good. It'll just happen, and we just gotta be careful. Especially as we come back. Like, that's my biggest fear is like, man, we come back. We're all excited to be coming back. Some idiot comes in because they want to work out, get a good sweat. They may or may not be sick, and next thing you know, it just hits a few people inside the gym, and next thing you know, we're shut down for 2 weeks. We just come back, and now we're boom. Same thing. So I feel like I'm almost having to preach the idea of let's be smart. You know, I know that the thermometer thing really isn't going to do much, but it's going to make sure that we're all smart about it. And then hopefully it'll make you feel confident. And, you know, shame on you if you're walking around with 99. You know, you should know that you're warm.
Walking around with a fever.
I don't know, man. Suddenly I got this weird sweat. I get it. Maybe now, if you got like a weird sweat now, then you're like, oh fuck, I've gained some weight. So I get it, right? Like, oh man, when I went into the quarantine, I didn't suddenly just get like sitting around fat man sweat. And then now I'm starting to, I'm speaking, if it was someone else, I'm not talking about myself yet. Okay. So let's just say, speaking for a friend, but if you're walking around and you're pitting out and it's not super hot, we're not on the East Coast, like heads up, man, heads up. But so yeah, Luke, I'm gonna be coming in hot, fired up. Imagine it's like when I've been on vacation for a while, or I went competitive for a while, and then I've come back and I haven't coached in a while, and I super coach. Imagine what that's like after 8 weeks. Oh fuck. It hurts so bad. I mean, I did it at 6 a.m. I mean, how many more reps? You did 20 more reps than me? 10 more reps? 10 more reps? Oh, I gotta see this thing. I mean, I mean, literally 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I wonder what that is per rep, per minute, comparative to the 15 minutes. You know, so if I do 100, I do 90 reps plus the burpee box jumps, and we add those all together. I feel like getting my calculator. And then we take your reps, we add them all together, and we do your time, and then we look at reps per minute. I wonder what that is too. That's interesting. We got a lot of good stuff. Maybe we ditch the questions. Really dive deep into the sandbagging.
Was your
14? Let's say 15, and let's say Wes was 21 minutes or 20 minutes.
So that's 9.3 reps a minute for you. And then I haven't seen Wes's yet.
Let's say, because just round up 21 minutes. I thought he said he did 20 and change, because I did 14:30 something.
No, he did 19:50.
14. Okay, so around 20. Give him 20. Even though that's 10 seconds and I gave myself 30 seconds. But whatever. Again.
We did 15 plus 15 plus 15 plus 15.
It doesn't add it up.
15 plus 13 plus.
Let's see what we got here.
Well, so we got 100.
Okay, so 10 more reps. 10 more reps in me.
There's one.
10 more reps in me. He got 10 more reps in me.
Divided
in
by
5 minutes.
So 7.45 reps a minute.
And what did I get?
9.26.
Yeah, two more reps a minute. Machine. the body of fitness. Yep. I did more reps than you, Mormont. Oh, here we go. Okay. You're always smashing me. Why is Pothead on her side too? What's going on over here? And then 70. What did this guy say? 70 in
11 minutes, 111 no way.
Yeah. No problem. I watched this kid ladder down. ladder down. I think he did like 16 his first, and then like 14, 14, and then he went like 12. So it was like 16, 16, 14, 14, a bunch of 12s, and then he was out of there. Fast kid. The workout, I feel like, really comes down to the burpee box jump. So it doesn't really come down to the squats. It feels like it does because we're coming off of the burpee box jump. But if we can't keep the speed up on the burpee box jump, if you notice, like even in the early rounds, the burpee box jumps were closer to almost a minute. And then all of a sudden, like in the later rounds, they could take you 90 seconds for 7. So the squats took you 1 minute, and then the burpees were taking you almost longer. Whereas in the beginning, it was the opposite way, right? So it was, let's say, 30 seconds and 1 minute. And then at the end, it was almost 1 minute and 90 seconds. So that's where a workout like that, it's about being able to hold those reps and then hold the conditioning pace. And that's really where Brian McKenzie and Kelly Starrett, they started playing with it, specifically because they were playing it with ultra marathoners. And then they were hanging out with us, CrossFit Football, John Wellborn, and myself as an Olympic weightlifter. So there was like this understanding of conditioning and us trying to find stuff. And then we had done some GVT stuff, and immediately they were like, ooh, look what we came up with. And at that time, San Francisco and us at CrossFit Newport Beach, and then also I was working out of Equinox, we would actually send stuff back and forth. So we would try stuff, they would try stuff, same thing with like .com. And so it was kind of like the times. That's what we used to do. It was the times. So it was cool to have an old workout like that out and then kind of go through the memories. Why so angry? Well, because he did 2 reps slower than me a minute. That's why he's so angry. Because I mean, it's two reps slower a minute. All that work to end up just doing less work, for 10 reps. 5 minutes for 10 reps. 5 minutes. What do we got there? What did Ray say?
Wait, what's the snack for tonight?
Yeah, that's the question. That is the question. So that was actually another thing when I think about when we do these things, and I think about the paper that I send you, Mikey. Not only do I think about, oh shit, I'm illiterate, but I send it to you and you look at it and I get all excited about my snack because I never tell Mike what my snack is. I just give him like this word. based off the word, he's almost gotta like guess my snack. So he doesn't know it either. And the word I sent him tonight was country. So I got a country snack tonight. I'm pretty excited about it. It's technically sponsored by Seth. What is the
Rye Goods?
Yeah. Sorry, what are they again?
Rye Goods.
Rye Goods. I've been getting my eggs from them. And then he's been upselling me on the bread. And then he's a good upseller. I feel like he's been in the restaurant biz before because he's a good upseller. I got now I'm into the bread. I'm into the seeded bagels. There's a lot of good stuff in there. But they gave me a peach pie. And so my snack tonight is going to be a country pie.
Is it a cobbler or a pie?
Yeah. No, I think it's a cobbler. Like they got the like crumbles and shit on top. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cobbler.
Yeah. It's a real deal. Hold on, I can't fit through there. I don't know what's happening.
They don't make my favorite thing anymore. They used to make this Pop-Tart. Oh, it was the best. But Sarah from Rye Goods, she made a full-fledged Pop-Tart, but she said it was like the most hated thing that she like did not like to make, so she doesn't make it anymore. I was like, no, my Pop-Tart.
Is it just hard to make or what?
It was just not. It was not like what did she say? It was not artistic. She felt like she was like, yeah. She felt like she wasn't being a baker.
Okay. On a Pop-Tart? You gotta be kidding me. If you make a bomb-ass strudel, I think they call that a strudel.
It's a strudel, but
Yeah, you make a bomb ass Pop-Tart with like a drizzle on it, and you can eat it cold. That's hot. Like you make a cold Pop-Tart, you know it's a good Pop-Tart when you can eat it cold. Am I wrong? I mean, I haven't eaten a Pop-Tart in years. Holy shit. I don't remember the last time I eaten a Pop-Tart. All right, so it's a pecan pie. Pecan? No.
Peach.
Peach. I said no. I looked at it. And was like, no. I mean, calm down over there. Again, someone's upset they didn't get a pie. I can start getting you on the list if you want. If you want your own snack too, I can just set it out front, and then we can start setting that up. I'm sorry.
I'm not allowed to snack anymore after a certain hour.
Okay, well, that sounds real weird, but right now, I'm not putting any limitations on myself. Okay, I'm going to enjoy life. I'm going to train hard. I got a piece of ice cream too.
Oh, you're doing pie a la mode? Now I'm jealous.
Yeah. So Seth brought me this pie through Rye Bakery. Rye what? Rye Farms? What?
Rye Goods.
If you guys need eggs, let me tell you, their eggs are phenomenal. Their eggs are legit.
You all better get on that list though.
I love those eggs. Some good stuff. But okay. So on that apple pie Wednesday last week, nobody made me any apple pies. So I'm kind of excited about this thing. Oh wow, guys! That's why I was a little late this evening. Not because I was sleeping upstairs on the bed. I was warming up this pie before we started, and I wanted to make sure we could get a warm pie. So is a cobbler when it has the drizzles on top?
A cobbler.
So is it a cobbler when it's broken? It has the broken crumbs, like the sugary stuff?
To be honest, I totally forgot the definition. Ray, correct me if I'm wrong. A cobbler is like just a mix of a bunch of different things in with no like actual like setting, whereas a pie is made and then it has a top, has a crust, as opposed to a cobbler where it has a crumble on top.
Right? I think that's how I take it. I feel like that's a great definition. Maybe Ray can help with that. Or maybe Ray could have got me an apple pie last week. I mean, just saying.
What do you mean, Jill? What do you mean, G? Gremlin?
What happened?
Are you a gremlin?
Why? Because he turns into it. I was gonna show Milo that movie the other day, and I was like,
"Oh man, that might freak him out, though.
that would f him up. That little things. No way. That would mess him up. He's just now starting to sleep in his own room. This morning he came in all excited and was like, "Last night I slept all night in my room."
Okay, there you go.
Can I get something?
Ray confirmed it. Cobbler is mostly filling and it has a crumb topping. Okay, cool. Thank you, sir.
Whereas pie actually has like the crust on both sides, so it has more batter, I guess. Is that
more dough?
More dough. Okay. Is one more country than the other? Like is just pies in general?
I think pie is country
in general. Is cobbler more directed towards a certain part, like more southern versus not? I'm curious. Hey, I'm pretty excited about this, guys. Since I've been in quarantine, I've really wanted a good pie. So
pie has a bottom crust. Okay, got it. So it doesn't. Okay.
So this doesn't have a bottom crust? Nope, it does not. Okay. And that's why it's more filling. Good to know. You make a good pie? What type of pie do you like making? Do you make a good Pop-Tart? I mean, now I'm kind of judging her because she didn't want to make Pop-Tarts. But this is good. I could see where, Mikey, if you were having a Pop-Tart that was similar to this, I'd be pretty excited. That'd be pretty in the morning. Ooh, that'd be great. That'd be good. Ray, what?
Pothead, they have 3 rules. You don't get them wet. You don't feed them after midnight, and you don't expose them to bright light. Gremlins.
It is a pie, but it has the crumbles on top. G. Yeah, it's crumbles on top, but it has a bottom.
Probably so just got a crumble crust.
It has only a crumbled crust on top, and then it has dough on the bottom. Yeah. So it's a pie. It's a pie crust or pie crumble. What Ray? Do you know what's your favorite pie to make? If you had to make like a boysenberry, appleberry, do you make pies? Do you dig it? Let me know. I'm curious now. Jillian, do you make pies? You got the. Can you pull out a pie? I'm curious. Now I'm like I'm going to the store tomorrow. Shit, here we go. Okay. So the questions today. Let's get going. The question today: can we eat too much fruit? And then the other one was, how much caffeine is too much? And the funny thing is that Talal sent me and Mike this interesting article about this kid that took too much caffeine, powdered caffeine, and passed away, which is sad. And then we were talking about that and the idea of whose fault it was because they're trying to have problems with Amazon. And in my mind, I still have the same question, right? When Talal sent me that, and that's really why I brought this up. How much caffeine is too much caffeine? And when I first was going to answer this question, I was going to joke about it and be like, "There's no such thing as too much caffeine," and that's what Pothead would say. But there is too much caffeine, and we'll get into it. But not really. You could get really, really carried away with caffeine. It's just if you get into a powdered form of it is where you're gonna have a problem. But a powdered form of anything, you're gonna have
a little bit of a problem for sure.
I mean, I'm gonna put that out there. I'm gonna put that out there. Again, speaking about a friend. All right. Speaking on behalf of a friend. So again, can we eat too much fruit? And then how much caffeine is too much? Okay. And then I got my country snack. So my rant today, we kind of already went on it, but I'm going to go a little bit more into it. Slow versus fast, and then load versus intensity. And so we learned with the math in regards to the reps and the speed, where the reps per minute is almost more valuable than anything else. So it's more important that you're able to sustain 10, 15 reps a minute versus 5 to 10 reps a minute, and you get 10, 15, 20 more reps, but it takes you exponential amount more time. So in a workout like this, it's almost trying to find the happy medium. So that could have been just the way that's the first time you did the workout. Maybe we're tired from earlier in the week. There could be a lot of things that are affecting it. So we'll have to be aware of that the next time we see this workout, and we'll have to revisit this workout because we did so well on the improvement of Tuesday's workout that we should really be doing fairly well in today's workout, especially with all the air squats we did. And that was basically what we tested with the push-ups. We did the 30-day push-up challenge, and then we tested a shoulder overhead, max effort, and that's why that number went up. And then if you look at what we did with the air squats, the squats and the burpees should have gone up. But what happened was that the shoulder to overhead could have affected that burpee. And that workout, again, it all really comes down to the 7 burpee box jumps. And I know you guys are like, what? What if I can't back squat the 225 or the 225 felt heavy? Yeah, or the body weight squat felt heavy. Obviously, that's going to be hard. But what it comes down to is that if you have the ability to do the actual squats, you have it or you don't. And then it comes down to be able to have the ability to do the conditioning. And you can build that fairly fast. So that's a situation where you just have to be aware of your rounds, how fast are they coming out, how fast do you want to finish, what's the projected finish, and then going from there. So I was pretty pumped that we attacked that workout. I was a little shocked that we moved through it so slowly. But I'm wondering if we were just really, really sore and really beat up, or the squats were just slow because we were trying to milk it. I've seen Christian, when I've asked for an unbroken Karen before, I've seen Christian do one of the slowest Karens I've ever seen, which was like 6 minutes. He gets mad when I say that because it was like 5 something, but it was like 6 minutes. And a lot of us have all done sub 5 minute Karens. And so the fact that it was unbroken, he just went through it very relaxed. And it's very impressive that he did 150 wall balls unbroken. But the fact that they were so slow, it doesn't really matter, right? It's like that 2 minute difference or the 1.5 minute difference. That's a big problem, right? And this is years ago. And I always bring that up. And so that's what I would say, the same thing that happened with a lot of people with the religion. Maybe the back squats were too slow, or the process was too slow. I found that getting into the rhythm of going from the transitions and the speed of the squat for me was too slow today. It took me a long time to get the squat speed up, So the next time I do that workout, I'll probably warm up the squat more, and I'll warm up the actual transitions more. I'll do more priming the pump, and then I'll actually rest. So I would probably add another 10 minutes to that warm up. Okay, so move, mother effers. No. No, great job though. To be in quarantine, it could have also been the fact that it was from the floor. When the bar is coming from the floor, it's going to require you to rest a little more and things like that. So there could have been a lot of things at play. But I'm happy we did it. I'm glad we had fun with it. I always enjoy when we have this much interaction and this much excitement over workouts. So that's when I'm like, yes, we did it. Good job, guys. Leaderboard, Mikey. Let's look at this thing. We talked about this thing so much. Let's look at it.
All right, guys. If you don't know what religion is, it is 7 rounds of max effort back squats at 225 or whatever weight that you were using, or 155 for women, or whatever weight you were using, and then 7 burpee box jumps onto a 24 or 20-inch box. Leading on the men's side, we got Matt Chandler doing a backpack full of books at 85 pounds with a 25 pound dumbbell strap to it. Okay.
You didn't have it up, bro.
That was my fault.
It's a lot. No, that was my fault. It was going fine, but I was trying to whoop down this pie. This is like my segment to whoop down the snack. And all of a sudden, I'm like over here hammering. I'm hammering. And I look down into this picture, and it's not beyond the whiteboard. It's me inhaling a pie, bro. I mean, I got some type of reputation to hold. Let's go, man. Come on. Now I'm sweating. Could be the sugar. All right, sorry, go.
Then we got Wes with 19 minutes, 50 seconds. He got 100 reps at 225. Average power output, 103.4. That's insane. Little Maxi, 120 squats in 1956 at 225. Dang.
Hey, there you go. So Mikey, that's why Wes beat him. That's because of the time, right?
Yeah,
because it doesn't calculate.
It doesn't calculate the load.
But this one, let's see. No, this is the one I inputted. So this is the one I inputted afterwards. Scroll back up. Yeah. So see here how the workout is set up to where it's every single exercise is in there. So what they did, scroll down, they actually inputted their reps per round. So I had to actually just duplicate burpee box jump, back squat, burpee box jumps, back round for 7 rounds. That's why it doesn't say 7 rounds. So that's how I was able to score both. And then that's where, let's see, what did Richard get?
Richard got 110 reps, 1635, 75 pounds box jumps for 22 inches.
And what's his power output? What's it say his power output is?
Power output is 61,435 foot-pounds.
That sounds like ludicrous speed.
That's insane.
Okay, let's see Derek.
Basern with no power output, 1756.
Okay. Let me see.
Louis with 69,362 foot.
See? Yeah, what was his time? What was Louis' time?
Louis' time was 21:42. I wonder what my foot-pounds is. My foot-pound was saying 20,752. So by doing 225 for 5 reps only for each round, I'm 40,000 foot-pounds weaker than everybody else.
But I wonder too, like if you mess around and inputted another score and you do, let's say you do the same amount of time, but you doubled your reps and you dropped your weight to, like, let's say 185. I wonder what that output would be, that power output, how much more greater it would be. You know,
we can find out,
or see what that would be in the sense of comparable to what it would be.
Actually, you know what? Let me go back. I think Q doubled my reps at 185. Yeah, so look, about the same time, 71,683 foot-pounds.
Yeah, so that's where that specific pound per square foot would come into play in a variable workout like this. So that's really the score in this type of workout is how fast you're moving it. And that would be the score really for GVT. If you were scoring the 10 by 10 back squats, you would have to actually score how fast it took you. So that's why when we're doing it in the gym and there's E-moms versus E2 moms, and sometimes I let you guys get ahead of the clock and other times I don't, it's based off of the conditioning I want you to get from the workload. And if you use the full clock, you actually don't condition yourself, right? So that's why we always kind of manipulate the clock when we train. And that's one of the biggest things that most people, when they start training with me, is staying on my clock is very, very hard to do. Staying on this constant movement of go, stop, when lifting, when strength training, everything. And I've always been like that. And I let us take longer rest. There's sometimes I let us take 3 to 5 minute rest. But it's just a very specific process of how your nervous system works and how it responds to output. So, all right, let's see that again. Let's see the other one, the one that, okay.
The one that you inputted or
no, there's like 3 different versions of it. So let's see a different version of it.
This one?
Yep.
This one says 20 back squats. Okay.
Did anybody input? Okay, yeah. So
this one gives it a smaller foot-pound.
Did they adjust the reps? No, Pi didn't adjust reps. He didn't adjust reps either. Yeah, see, he adjusted them. So
59. And then that's Potheads, 56.
I wonder why it's less pounds per square foot.
It's more pounds per square foot.
Oh, it's more. Yeah, because of the 20 reps, right?
This is less because of the 20 reps. This is more because it's 10 reps.
That's interesting. All right, and then let's see the other score. Let me see this. 29, 30. So this is the other way of doing it. 29.50, 103. So that's 103. And what did Maxie get?
Maxie doesn't have a foot pound.
He probably doesn't have like a body. He probably doesn't have his body weight inside of there.
Yeah.
So. Oh, here we go again. I don't need the equation. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I know, man.
Matt Chandler says you forgot the friction of the air at sea level.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, I've been with G for over 14 years and no clue if she makes pies or not. No, not a clue. There was something else. There was something else in quarantine that that she did that I was like, oh, whoa, hello. You know, I mean, we're together every moment, so we do a lot of stuff together. But just like everybody else, there's a lot of stuff that, you know, when you're kind of growing up together or being together in the process, you just don't get time to actually do it, right? You don't actually get time to bake pies. You know, you don't get actually time. I forgot what it was. She did something where I was like, oh man. And that's like this last year, she's now just gotten into like crock pots and that pressure cooker. And she's really good at that thing. And I mean, not that it's really that difficult, but she's good at throwing stuff in there and making it taste good. And I didn't realize she was into that. And apparently she has always been into it. And 13, 14 years later, I didn't know. And I'm like, all right, I would have been into a crock pot earlier. So did you consider the
unladen swallow?
All right. You bless your soul. Okay, so one of us. The answers today. Uh-oh. This mic might die here. Low battery. The answers today was, can we eat too much fruit? And yes, you can eat too much fruit. You can eat too much dried fruit. For sure, dried fruit has a lot of sugar, a lot of fructose. You guys that are older, like myself, you know, above 35, 40, 50, 60, you got to be careful with the amount of sugar intake you're taking in, and then when you're taking it, how much you're taking. Put in with carbohydrates. So I would tell you that the beer and the pie and sugar are the worst two probably combos you could have out there. So you have a really high sugary insulin spike from that, and then you have a high carb spike from the hops and the grains and things like that. So you got to be careful of taking in. I know that that's not fruit, but fruit is a form of fructose. So if you're having too much fruit, you're having a lot of sugar. And then you could actually like look into certain types of fruit. Now I'm a pure believer in being a fruitarian and promoting fruit, especially with like my boys and the family. We probably have fruit at every meal until dinner. So we have fruit for breakfast, we have fruit for second breakfast, we have fruit for lunch, and then we have fruit for dinner. And my family eats 4 meals a day, and it's like just what we do. And even before we were in quarantine, we basically always ate almost 3 meals together a day. So now we just pretty much added in 1 more. So that hasn't been too much different, but the fruit, you have to be careful too of the timing of it. So if you start taking in too much fruit at night, and then it's just basically like snacking at night, so you're just going to store it, and it's just not going to help you burn a lot of fat. So just be aware of when you're taking in your insulin, when you're taking in your carbs. If you take in a lot post-workout, it does really well. And then you just got to monitor what it's doing to you. And then it depends on the type of fruit. I also believe that fruit should be eaten seasonally. So try to eat the fruits that are coming out. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you guys can go ahead and in the season, you guys can make sure that you are kind of using that time to eat the proper stuff that's going to help you digest. So just like what we were talking about, increasing your hormones with cold water and thermogenics and all that stuff, fruit or seasonal vegetables in my mind can do the same thing. And what I mean by that is that if you're eating things if you're eating things in that type of hold on, sorry guys. And some okay, there we go. Mikey, hold on, sorry. I had a little bit of a fixed. Problem fixed. So again,
the greatest things about going live.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Oh well. And then that wire got knocked out back, so it wasn't getting charged. So it only had so much. I should have charged it up, and I'll make sure I have a strip by it for next time. But again, try to eat fruits and vegetables that are seasonal. Try to be careful of the time that you're eating it. Later is not as good. Earlier is better. Try not to eat fruits too early in the morning. A higher fat, higher protein in the beginning of the day is a little better. So based on the individual, but just be aware of it. But I enjoy fruit. And then how much caffeine is too much caffeine? If it's in a powdered form, there's a way of getting too much of it. But I remember multiple times in my life as I was cutting down and when it was like kind of a thing in bodybuilding to take ephedrine and caffeine, we used to actually buy ephedrine and caffeine in powdered form and then make pills and like buy basically like a hydroxy cut or a cutting agent. And I wouldn't recommend anybody to do that. But what it did help me do is survive through a very low caloric intake. So when I was cranking up the caffeine, imagine that I was on a very, very low, lean diet where I was sucking up all the water and all the fat out of my body. And I needed energy to still train. I needed energy to feel well. And I was getting that from the caffeine and the ephedrine. So that's where the nice thing of that kind of those stimulus come from. But understanding why you're taking it, how many milligrams you're taking it, and the exact reasons and how you're taking it is extremely important. Because if not, you could do something like this poor kid did and accidentally take too much and then die. So, but we were looking into this because I have an espresso machine. And what we found out was I like to take anywhere from 2 to 4 shots in one. So I take about 4 ounces of espresso. And what we found was that espresso per content has more caffeine, but a cup of coffee has more caffeine than 1 ounce of espresso. So 8 ounces of coffee has more caffeine than 1 ounce of espresso. Density, this is more caffeinated, right? But overall, if all I drink is 8 ounces or all I drank was 1 ounce, the cup would have more coffee in it. So then what I did was I started looking into it because I got scared. I was like, well, shit, if I'm drinking 8 shots a day, because I was getting sponsors for coffee, and I didn't want to throw away coffee when I was doing the coffee art. And I was like, oh, this is a shitty design, but I just didn't want to throw away good coffee. I started drinking it. And I wanted to find out exactly how much was too much. And the allotted amount of caffeine can be anywhere, some people say, to like a pot of coffee a day to 2 pots of coffee a day. 2 pots sounds ridiculous because what it turns out to be is close to 16 shots of espresso. So it's a lot. It's a lot of espresso. Like I think it's like 8 cups or something like that. So you can just kind of like look it up. You can kind of look into exactly how much caffeine you're taking in and seeing what it is per body weight. And I would tell you that I would play with it and see how it's reacting to you. I do not like caffeine as a stimulus, as a pre-workout. I would rather take like beta alanine or D-ribose or both of them together, which will give you a tingling sensation. It'll give you a little amped up feeling as well. But it won't give your heart rate pumping. And so it won't give you that anxiety or that angst as you're starting to train. And that's something you don't really want unless you're in a really low caloric intake. And then go ahead and increase the stimulus of caffeine to help you out. But there is an amount that is too much, and that is all relative to the individual and how often you've been taking it. So if you've been taking a lot of caffeine, then your ability to take caffeine is high, so your resistance to it is high, and so you'll be okay. But if you've been off of it for a while, just be aware. And the other thing too is if you take caffeine and you drink it, you notice that you get the jitters, and then after a while of taking it, you don't get the jitters anymore. If you want to bring back the jitters, you want those because that means your adrenal glands are actually doing well, your receptors are firing well. So if you're not really getting the jitters from drinking coffee anymore because you drink so much coffee, I would actually get off of coffee for a while, just a week, 2 or 3 days, get that headache, let that thing get out of you, and then get back on it. The other thing too that I might do is I might just start addressing not just getting off of the coffee, but the amount that I'm actually having in the day. So like kind of slowly taking myself off to a point where I have very minimal amount. So if you don't want to completely get off, and then ramp back up. So then you're actually using it. And then you could actually always take a B5 vitamin. So if you take a B complex, it's not inside of there. It's actually separate. It's like a apathogenic B5 vitamin. It will help to clean your receptors. It really, really helps. If you get off of coffee and you take those pills for 2 or 3 days and you go back to drinking coffee, whoo, it is no joke. No joke. All right. So it's like the first day of drinking coffee all over again. So, okay. So just be aware of that. Be aware of that. There is such thing as too much coffee. Whew. Tomorrow's workout, Mikey. Your legs. I know it's real. It's real. I'm having to get up, sit down, get up, sit down, fight. I know half of it. Half of half. Yeah, you can have it. Can you split it? All right. So tomorrow is our active recovery day, a classic active recovery day. Again, I'm more of a passive recovery guy, but this is an active recovery day. We're going to go ahead and we're doing that run with static hold. Tomorrow, it's a 200-meter run with a 1-minute supine row hold with your arms straight. So like last week with the plank, it's just the reverse of last week, but from the row. So from a towel, from the rings, or from a bar, supine, so faced up in a row position with your arms straight, laying back. You could have your feet up if you want, or your feet bent, whatever you feel comfortable with, and just go through it. Nothing fast, nothing aggressive, nice and smooth. You know, that would be a time to work for 5 rounds in 20 minutes. That would be a time to do that, not in a workout like religion. So, bazinga, no. All right. So tomorrow we won't have a 6 a.m. class. Remember, no 6 a.m. live tomorrow. And then we have our Zoom classes. We have our PE class. And then no munchies. No munchies tomorrow. I'll see you guys Friday. And then that's it, man. Great job this week. Awesome job on the workouts. Great job Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Hell of a job, dude. It's been awesome to coach from afar. It's been shitty not to be able to show you guys my appreciation of how good and what I see you guys doing on Beyond the Whiteboard and what the feedback I get from you guys. Just know that I'm impressed seeing you guys train and seeing you guys stay in shape. So thank you. Good night. Thank you, Mikey. Love you guys. Be good. Whew. Oh man, my legs are gone tomorrow. Oh.